Hey guys, what's going on? We got Jake's Reviews coming at you with a review for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron. He's the main bad guy of the Revenge of the Fallen movie. I found him at Toys R Us, so if you're looking for a Wave 3 Voyager, Deluxe, Scout, anything like that, Toys R Us seems to be the place to go. They had Mudflap and Ravage and Mixmaster and Scalpel, Dune Runner, all those Wave 3 guys. So go to Toys R Us if you're looking for them. Megatron is a Decepticon, obviously, if you know anything about Megatron. His ult mode is kind of a Cybertronian tank, with a lot of plain characteristics, though. He's got these wings here on the sides, these big engines on the back, right there, as you can see. And these are supposed to be kind of big engines, too, but they actually form as part of his leg due to transformation. And in the movie, he can fly, so it makes sense that he's got these sort of wings and stuff like that. Although on the leader class toy, he does not have these wings, so the vehicle mode, this vehicle mode seems to be more movie accurate than the leader one does. The robot mode, neither one of them are very accurate, but this one seems to be more accurate in terms of vehicle. Sort of this green-gray color, which is where he loses sort of his accuracy. The theory was that this was because he was in the ocean, and that maybe it was the algae or the moss that turned him this color. But after seeing the movie, that's kind of BS, and it's kind of been, that theory's been debunked. Just seems to be one of those crazy things that Hasbro likes to do from time to time. The tank is very awesome, though, very menacing. He's got the whole face tank thing. You can see his face in there, which is kind of interesting. It kind of works, though. It looked a little goofy, I thought, at first, but after buying it and looking at it, it actually works really well for the figure. The pictures make it look kind of stupid, but in person, the face tank actually works really well. The cannon does fire. Basically, just press this little red button here. It does shoot out. The spring is a little weak, though, because it only loads up that much of the missile. Usually missiles go a lot deeper into launchers, so it's not the strongest missile launcher, but it does do a pretty good job. He rolls pretty well. He's got these two little wheels here and here. Those are the only thing keeping him rolling. So he kind of drags a little bit, but he rolls rather well for such a big, sort of thick tank that he is. This tab here is actually pretty cool. This one right here. It basically folds down. Usually it's folded back under the shell in robot mode, but it folds down and just kind of connects this piece to that one. It doesn't tab in anywhere, but it just makes the tank a little more fluid and a little more solid. The first time I got it in transformed, I forgot to flip the tab back out, and so for like a week I had no idea what was wrong with him. He just looked different, and I finally figured out that it was just this tab. So it does a lot to sort of help the tank. His wings fold up, which is interesting. They fold up to there, and also these wings are on hinges that go up, and they got these little engines on the back of them. Here, as you can see, right there. And I guess it's for more speed. I guess he folds them up and then he's able to go faster. I'm not exactly sure, though. Once again, not on the box, not in the instructions, just a weird thing that happens with the toy that nobody really explains. His transformation is surprisingly simple, but it's very satisfying. The first thing I do is, usually I just fold these wings up just to get them out of the way. They're not in the instructions, but I do just do it to get it out of the way. Untab the wings from the treads. Basically, there's two pegs that peg in here. And you just kind of pull them right out there. It's pretty tight, which is nice. Actually, it doesn't fold together, and sometimes his waist gets a little crazy, but it folds together very well. You fold up these things, sort of just kind of keep it waiting there in the back. Fold the little tab up just to prepare. Transform his legs. You fold the leg down, lift up this little panel, fold the tread like this, and then fold it in, and close the panel. Gives his leg a little more thickness, and then you bend the leg to about there, really wherever you want, but basically you're supposed to give him just some bird legs there, basically. Do the same thing here. Flip the panel up, hinge it, rotate it, fold it down, fold the toe out, and then bend the leg to where you want it to go. Then what you do is you lift up all these little panels here, and you slide the legs in and let the panels close again. And basically it forms his sort of thigh pieces there. And you basically get him all set up there, and you can see his leg transformation there. It's pretty solid. It works really well for him. To transform his arms, a whole other story. Fold this arm out like this. Rotate it up to where you want it. And then fold out this little shoulder pad there. Fold his other arm down. Shoot the cannon off just for comedic effect. I'm going to put the missile aside here. Fold these little face guard things back. They're on ball joints, which is interesting, kind of unnecessary. Fold his head up and down. Up and down. Take this little tab and fold it in. and then basically sort of fold the back piece around him. And there you have Voyager Megatron in robot mode. His robot mode is awesome. It's just incredible. It's really, really menacing looking, really scary. Movie accuracy, like I said, is kind of an issue. In the movie, his right arm is his cannon. In the movie, and in the toy, his left arm is his cannon. He does have the gimpy arm and the big arm with the crazy claws and stuff on this one. He doesn't have all this back kibble in the movie, although in the movie, physics don't really apply, so he's able to fold all this back kibble into him, which he can't do on a toy. The paint is interesting on this one too. He's got sort of a silver fading on his thighs, knees, shoulders, and also on his head here, as you can see. Very interesting sort of kind of touch to the whole figure. I'm not sure exactly what they were going for with that. The head sculpt, speaking of his head, is absolutely incredible. You can see it's highly detailed, very nice looking, and as you can see, he's got face piping. Not just eye piping. Megatron takes it a step further, and he has face piping. There's actually, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little light in his mouth, and even parts of his gaps of his face, where this big piece here goes all the way down his face. It goes through all of the openings and lights his whole face up when you get light behind it. It's absolutely awesome and pretty terrifying. His articulation is really good. It's got shoulder rotating hinges, swivel here, swivel on this arm as well, hinge, all that stuff. Head is on a ball joint and on a double jointed hinge here. His elbows can bend, basically, I think they can bend all the way back on this arm. I haven't tried with this one because it's got, I actually think this only bends back to there because of the armor piece that's there. His bird legs kind of give him a little less movement than you'd think. They do bend like this, and they go out. Well, that goes out. The actual hips themselves go out, and they rotate up, and a lot of good stuff. His toes are kind of posable, although they're not really heavy enough to hold any sort of poses, and they actually will often get sort of turned up like that when he's standing on a flat surface. I don't know why. Kind of a weird thing. But basically, he's got really solid articulation. There's really nothing that is missing from him. You think, oh, I wish this was articulated, or I wish this was articulated. It's all really solid. And he's a really good toy. He's got this whole claw sword gimmick thing, where basically when you straighten out his arm, the claw extends outward. They call it an energon sword, but I don't really know why. Also, this claw will open. You can do that kind of on your own, and then when you fold it back, it goes back in. The gears are a little screwy. It does have a gear, as you can tell right there, that does the whole thing, and that clicks a lot. And you can, if you just hold it down while you bend his arm, it won't come out. It'll make some dangerous clicking noises, though, and you really don't want to happen. It sounds a little scary. Megatron's got a bad habit of when you move one part of his toy, other parts move as well. Where basically if you're fiddling with his legs, sometimes his arm, his waist will just get a little screwy. Oh, he does have waist articulation, by the way. And he's got a Mecha Live gimmick where little gears in his stomach move. You can probably see those in the camera, which is pretty damn cool. His cannon does still fire. Basically, you just press the button and everything works out. It's very cool. He's just a totally awesome toy. I don't know. He's better than the leader in like every way, in my experience, which is limited. But he still looks a hell of a lot better than the leader, I think, and works a hell of a lot better. Got better articulation and all that other stuff. He's just a must-have if you can get over the paint sort of thing. If you can get over the paint and accuracies in the movie design differences, then it's just a really solid toy. So there he is. This has been Jake's Reviews, coming after the review for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron. Thanks for watching, guys.